So you want to be a PvPer. You want to go into PvP Cyrodiil and pack up the puggies. Here's what you're going to need to know to get it done. Law Dog's going to give you the tools, knowledge, tips, and inside PvP information to allow you to pack up the puggy. And the key word is going to be tanky. You gotta be tanky to get it done. That's what you gotta do. You've heard of MTV Cribs? Now it's time for ESO Cribs. Lifestyles of the PvP elite. Check out my digs. My house is super fire. Yeah, you like it, you love it, you want more of it. Don't lie to yourself. Let's go inside and see how the Law Dog be living. Not a big deal. Go through the front door, check out this awesome portrait of me and my two hounds. Not a big deal. Just a couple Law Dogs chilling. Run up in here, take a look. Oh yeah, that's right, it's an Elder Scroll. Not a big deal. Oh, going in there. Nope. Let's go check out the throne. Let's go see the room I sit in when I ponder what pug I'm going to pack up next and expose. Let's check out some sets here. So let's get serious. Here's the sets you need to run. When you're a beginner player, you need to focus on being tanky. I don't necessarily mean be a tank. Being tanky is different than being a tank. I'm not asking you to be a tank. You need to run sets like Fortified Brass or Pariah in combination with a DPS set. You have to do this. Do not build for strictly spell damage or weapon damage. It is a huge mistake. You also need to play the right tunes. A tune a beginning player should use is DK, Warden, or Templar. These tunes or characters offer you the best heals. You need good heals in combination with being tanky. All these tunes offer that. You should be, if you're a stamina tune, you should be a Nord. It should be your race. If you're on a Templar, it's High Elf, nothing else. Play High Elf, don't care what anyone else says. Breton, no. High Elf, yes. All day. Anyway, so when you're on stamina, be a Nord. Get that extra damage resistance. If you're paying attention to the video and things I'm showing you sets you should be running. The Gaze is a great helmet. You should be running that if you're a beginner. I mean, I run it now. It's that fantastic. It's that powerful. You run that with Pariah, New Moon, whatever other damage set you want to run. But you need to have on. Pariah is a must. It's best in slot. But I mean, you could, do Fortified Brass if you want, but Pariah is just the best. And if you're brand new, you want to be as tanky as possible. You want to learn your rotations and learn your skills. You want to focus on actually playing the game and being able to take in damage while still learning your rotations. This is what every beginner should be doing. Most players want to just play Nightblades. They want to play Nightblades because they want to kill people. They want to have fun. You don't get better at this game being a Nightblade. Being a Nightblade is not going to help you play this game. I promise you. It's going to make you worse because you can't play anything else. You'll become dependent on Cloak. Too many Nightblades are dependent on Cloak. It doesn't help you. In a duel, you can't Cloak. It's wasted. So you can't duel, you can't PvP, you can't fight 1v1s. If people know that you're there, you're done. So be a DK. This is Battle Spirit right here. This is what, you should look at these and see what buffs and debuffs you get from going into the game. It's very important to see that. I'm just showing a bunch of scorecards here so you can see how legit awesome I am. It's not a big deal. Just patting myself on the back because I deserve it. I deserve to be, told how great I am. You guys should all put in the comments, Law Dog, you are the man. You are the best player I've ever seen. I need to hear these things to boost my confidence so I can keep running other people down. If you don't do it, you're not a good person. Remember that. Tell me I'm good or you are a bad person. Anyway, so like I was saying, you should be building for D. When I first started playing this game in year one, I was really, really bad. And I got a lot of help from a guild. Shout out to Swag. Shout out to dudes like Meatwad, G-Thing, who put me into Pariah. I went a step further and I wore Pariah and Fortified Brass, not because I knew I couldn't kill anyone with these sets on, but I knew I wanted to learn the game. And in order for me to learn the game, I had to stay alive. So that's why I went completely just tanky there, just to stay alive and learn my rotation. I didn't build a tank, for say, with sword and board and blocking and doing all that. No, I didn't want to do any of that. I wanted to learn my rotation. So I did make a tanky tune. There's a difference. And it's super important to understand that. And another thing a lot of players do is they hold block too much. Do not hold block. block like, if you, for instance, in some of these clips, you're going to see ultimates coming at me. You want to block an ultimate, of course. You want to reduce that damage reduction. But you don't want to stand there holding block. I'm just going to light attack you. Any good player is going to see you holding block, and they're going to stam starve you. They're going to start spamming light attacks on you because they know it's going to stam starve you. And once you're stam starved, you'll get hard CC'd and game over for you. It's just game over. So you need to understand that using block is going to drain you. It's going to drain your stam. You need to, you will get a feel for it. It's not something that comes straight right there. I held block, did no damage. That's when you want to use it. When you're fighting a werewolf, you never want to hold block. Let them hit you over and over again because you're going to need to break those constant werewolf fears. And that's what I do to this guy. It's why I beat him. It's why you can't see me. It's why I'm the best. But all these little, little tricks of the trade, per se, you need them. And these players aren't going to give it to you, you know? So you need to understand how to, when you go into PvP Cyrodiil, how important continuous is, taking a resource or a keep, getting that 10% damage boost. Super important to have that. Super important to, understand how the scroll, the Elder Scrolls work. Do they give you buffs? But you shouldn't be dependent on any of these buffs. They should just be extra for you. You shouldn't be making a tune with the idea, well, I'm going to get 5% damage reduction from the scrolls. That should not be your end game move. That's just extra. Here, like if you're watching this clip here with all these gentlemen that are in the towers here, these ridiculous clowns that all they want to do is tower fight. Tower fighting is what good players will do to bad players. They bring you in here so they can line of sight you, run you around areas. And what I mean by line of sight is if you see how the tower's built, as you run around this circle, you lose line of sight on the person. You can't attack them. So when you do that, they will turn on you and ultimate you. They're bringing you up here. It's a trap. It's just a trap. So if you're not in a group that's good enough, that's comped out, and able to handle that kind of move, don't go up there. If you're a beginner, do not get in tower fights because you will get exposed. These guys are going up here on purpose. They're not running from you because they're scared of you. They're running because they want you to follow them up there so they can burn you down. They think that it's skillful. It's not. It's cheese. And it's corny. If you're a really good player, you'll fight in an open field where there's nowhere to run. You want to say you're legit? Until you can do that, you're not legit. You have to have running towers, and you have to go run around rocks. You're not a good player. Good players can sit in the field and just pack you up. And that's what I do to people. That's why I'm the best. Again, as you play this game, things will start coming to you. You'll start understanding more. You really need to pay attention to the blocking, to the different buffs you get, your group comp. A lot of you guys are PvE guys going to be watching this video, trying to learn how to PvP. It's no different than setting up your PvP group, or your PvE group, I should say. You set it up the same way. Make sure you got a warden in your group, so everyone gets minor toughness, get the health. The same things you would do in PvE do translate over to PvP as far as your group comp. So it's just being smart and giving yourself all these buffs. And I would recommend playing in a full group. People are going to make fun of you. They're going to call you a Zergling. These things are going to happen. It doesn't matter. But if you're trying to learn the game, you need to be with other players for protection. If you can be with a healer, that'd be great. To be in a group with a healer is super important. You want to give yourself every advantage to learn your skills and your rotations. And you should be talking to any of your friends who are veteran players for each tune, because each tune, race or character, for instance, class, has a different rotation, and those are super, super important. You guys know this. You guys are parsing. You know your rotations. You understand what I'm saying. That same thing applies in PvP, but the rotation is going to be different. That's all it is. And, you're not going to be obviously standing still. You're going to be, you need to learn footwork, and by footwork, I mean you need to know when to run through players. If you're fighting Templars and they're jibbing you, run through them. If you run through a Templar, it messes them all up. So if you want to roll dodge through them, but a good player, a good PvPer, if you ever fight them or run into them, you're going to see they're going to be running through you. And then they're going to turn you around. And by the time you turn around, they're already hitting you again. That's what a good PvPer or a good duelist is going to do to you. And it's what you need to get to that level to do. There's a lot to it, and you're just trying to learn the basics. And it's not going to come. Like you saw in the earlier clip when I fought the werewolf, how I brought him into the guards. Use everything to your advantage. Everything. Every single thing. And I know I just got done talking about how I don't need to kite, as kiting means like running around and taking aggro away. This means that they can't aim at you and hit you. So if you run around a rock, they can't hit you if you're behind the rock. These are things you should be doing as a new player. You need to understand how to do them, because this is what vet players are going to do to you. They're going to run you around in a circle around a rock or a tree or a stump, and then they're going to ulti dump you. So it's important to understand that and have that situational awareness to know that, all right, well, I'm right by a resource. I'm fighting this guy. If I run over to the guards are going to boost my damage. They're going to be hitting him. They're going to help me kill this guy. Use it to your advantage. Use everything in the game. It's not about you're not fighting duels. There is no even playing field. It's not about being fair. It's about winning. That's it. You just win. And no matter what you do, as fair as you try to make it, the person you beat is going to cry about it and make excuses while they lost to you. So don't worry about what they say. Just, as I like to say, clap them cheeks. Be a star. It's like I told you guys. If you want to be the best, you have to be ready to sacrifice. Are you ready to sacrifice your marriage, your girlfriend, your job, your house, your bank account, your soul for this game? If you are, then do what I'm telling you to do and become the best. Law Dog out.